Welcome to Celebrity Liar. My name is Andrew Hill Newman, and tonight my co-host is the pride of our nation's capital, Jesse Schneiderman.
Hi guys, I am the pride.
Yeah, you are. You're the pride of it, which means you're the pride of the whole nation. The game we play here is simple. Two celebrities are going to tell you the same story as if it happened to them. In truth, it only happened to one of them. It's going to be up to you to decide who's the liar.
And I'm going to help you decide, so you can go into the chat room right now and just log in so we can chat during the game, and then I'll pass on your questions to the celebrity guests after they've told both of their stories, and then you can decide who you're going to vote for, and you're voting for who the liar is.
Yeah, you get to choose who's the liar. You get to kibitz with Jesse during the game,
We'll just talk
ask
it
some
out.
questions to our fantastic celebrity guests, and then vote on who you think the liar is. So why don't you get into the chat room, and why don't you get into the chat room? And to get into the chat room, if you're on the front page of theroomlive.com, click on the thing that says chat and view larger, and you'll be able to do just both of those things. But let's get to our celebrity guests because they are truly fantastic. Our first guest does it all. Movies, television, Broadway. You've loved him in Mad About You, Spin City, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Commish. Come on. He's been wonderful in a ton of movies, including the Oscar-nominated A Serious Man. He's also in the new Clint Eastwood movie. He was definitive on Broadway as Max Bialystock in The Producers, and he's an excellent golfer. Prepare yourself, everybody. We are about to have a close encounter of the Richard kind.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very good golfer. I'm not an excellent, never been an excellent golfer.
You've been excellent on certain days.
I'm a very good golfer.
Our next guest is an infinitely talented actor, comedian, impressionist, and host, a veteran of over 50 feature films, including, but certainly not limited to, A Few Good Men, The Usual Suspects, Casino, The Whole Nine Yards, and Hostage.
Bravo. Honest to God.
And as if that weren't enough,
Honest to God.
he was also the original host of a little something I like to call Celebrity Poker Showdown.
That's right. That's
Sure.
right.
And speaking of hosts,
Jeez Louise.
if you're not already a fan of Kevin Pollak's chat show, go to kevinpollakschatshow.com as soon as this show's over and click on it, and I promise you, you will be Kevin Pollak.
Bravo. Bravo.
The thrice nominated Kevin Pollak's chat show from the Streamy Awards.
How about that?
Is that the one you're talking
I'm talking
about?
about the thrice nominated.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, pretty soon it'll be Katorth. I don't know.
No.
How do you say it?
Now, there's a way to get less comfortable chairs.
It's the worst.
We're
Show.
working on it.
The worst.
You
Right?
guys should be happy. The foot things are
These
still
are not
working. They've been
Jew-friendly.
broken
Can I
before.
just point that out? These are not Jew-friendly chairs.
But you'll be so filled with the excitement of telling the stories that you won't even notice the
I don't want to
discomfort.
even waste time because everyone before this is over is going to be doing Richard Kind.
Seriously,
All right.
everyone at home as you watch, feel free
Everybody,
to
adjust
do
it.
your best, Richard Kind.
All you have to do is I can't even do it. I swear to God, I try so
Can
much.
I be honest?
Can't even do
You're,
it.
can I be? You're the worst.
I'm the worst.
You're the worst.
I can't do a Jewish accent. I can't do Richard. The only way is when I say, I'm doing a commish.
I'm doing
the
a
only
commish.
time, that's why he said the
As a
commission.
matter of fact, my work was so stirring, they made me recurring on the committee.
Nice.
It's
Never
true.
said
It
that.
happened, no. Okay, if you haven't watched this before, this is how it works. They've been trading stories, true stories about themselves before we went on. I haven't heard them. Jesse hasn't heard them. We don't know. And we've titled them, and we've put them in this bowl of stories. We also selected who's going to go first before we started, and Richard won that draw. So I'm going to select one of these stories, and Richard is going to tell us.
Can I
this-
say a little something, a little disclaimer?
Sure.
He's going to win so easily tonight.
Oh, stop it.
No, he's going to absolutely crush me because when we're in the beforehand telling each other stories, his embellishments, whether he's telling my story or his own, were so spectacular. I am just preparing everyone to just automatically vote for him each time.
I don't know. You've been on the show before. You've been great on the show before, and I feel like you're that girl in math class who's like, I'm going to fail, and then you get A+.
I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean by that?
All right, Richard Kind, you are up first, and you are going to tell us the story T-bar. T-bar.
Oh. When I was in 7th grade, my friend Elliot Lickstein, his father took us to the Poconos at the beginning of the season to go skiing. Never been skiing before in my life. The worst athlete. I don't like going fast. I don't like it. I don't like the snow in my sleeves. We go to the Poconos, which is about an hour and a half away, and we get. He can ski. I take a lesson. Okay, the rope tows pull you up. Okay, I learned to this thing for the stopping, and I go back and forth with the S and everything like that. That's the morning. The afternoon, Elliot's going to take me to an easy hill. Easy. We get in line, and as we're in line, Elliot says, "What? Do you know what a T-bar is?"
I do.
T-bar. Do not sit on the T-bar. I go, yeah, but do not sit on the T-bar. Yeah, but what about do not sit on the T-bar? The T-bar comes, I sit on it. I fall, my feet, the skis over. I can't, I'm down there, and I'm a fat kid. I'm strong, but I'm not strong for my weight, and I try and lift myself up. I can't. Like that, and the T-bar still coming to hit me in the head, and there's a long line. Get up, Jew! It's the beginning of the season. It was horrible, and so I say, I gotta hurry. My leg is broken. So they send for a ski mobile to take me to the infirmary to get looked at, and I have to keep up the pretense. So the guy in the thing touches it, I go, ow, 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 like that, and ow, 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 and he puts a box to keep my leg straight, okay, so that it doesn't bend because I'm hurt. I get home, and my mother's, oh no, and my mother takes me to the doctor the next day, and still the doctor goes like that, I go, ow, 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 ow. End of story.
Get up, Jew, they yelled.
It was horrible.
I may believe
How did they
you.
know?
I don't know.
I guess my nose was longer than the skis.
I may
that's
believe you. I don't know. Kevin, I understand something similar happened to you.
My best friend Larry Tract takes us to Lake Tahoe. I grew up in the Bay Area, not a long drive. And the whole way there is, you're going to love this. His family are big skiers. I never have been. You're going to love this, you're going to love this, you're going to love this. And I know right away it's going to be awful. So, my people, we tend to rent the equipment. So I get there, and as Richard was kind enough to point out, there's the training, the lesson beforehand. Already I'm nervous as hell, even though you're just learning how to snow plow and this and that. And I just remember thinking, how am I going to fake this? Because everything for me at that point was how to fake it. So we do all right. By that I mean me and the genius instructor. We do all right, and then lunch, and then we go afterwards, and I meet my friend Larry, and he says, all right, I'm going to start you on the little hill, and I see this thing going by, as we now know to be called, later find out, the T-bar. Now, when I was learning before lunch, you're holding onto the rope tow, and all of a sudden there's a bar involved, nobody said, but suddenly we're already in position, and the thing is coming, and I said, what do I do? And he says, do not sit down. But how else do you do? No, just don't sit down. Just don't sit down. Sure enough, it comes. It's such a natural thing to just sit down. Ass over tea kettles. The skis go up in the air. It's horrifying, and I'm right back where I was just standing, but now I'm sitting on my ass. And sure enough, by the time I realize what happens, the next one comes by and hits me in the head. And the reason they yelled, get up, Jew, is because nothing but Aryans, as long as the eye can see behind me, with the perfect goggles and the skis and the hair and the teeth. Just a family of Schwarzeneggers lined up as far as the eye can see. Get up, Jew! That's what I remember hearing, but I'm not sure anyone actually said it. So then, sure enough, I was so horrified that I said I broke my leg, and they came with a snowmobile, as he said. And the next day at the doctor, it's all true. I just kept saying, it's broken, because I just didn't know when to stop lying.
Wow, after the x-ray, I'm guessing, would be the time you have to.
Yeah, that was the time.
Wow, this honestly well told and well owned by both of you. I have to say, I believe there are going to be more Aryan skiers at Lake Tahoe than in the Poconos. I know Jews go to the Poconos in the summer, but I don't know about the skiing. Elliot Lickstein was his name? You still friendly with this guy?
No, but his brother happens to be an editor near here. I guess an editor.
Let me ask you first, Kevin. You ski any after that?
Never again. Never again. To this day, they keep asking friends of mine who ski, and that was the first and only time I've ever been on the side of a mountain where there was snow.
And you ski after that?
Despise it. I don't like going fast.
He mentioned that.
If I go, if I'm going like this,
don't
and
like
I
snow
start
in
going
my
fast,
sleeves.
I am. Who was it? Artie Johnson. You remember Artie
Yeah,
Johnson
sure.
falling over on the
Yeah, on the
tricycle?
tricycle.
If I start going like this, I fall over because I do not like to go fast.
Jesse, any questions from the chat room for
We've
either of
got
us?
tons of questions.
What do we got?
Really?
You both did own that story, I must say.
Yeah.
Even though we know that Jews don't ski. That's what Robin says at home.
As a rule.
Jews don't ski, you're both lying. Martha S. says, how far was it to the infirmary from where the accident happened, Richard?
Here's the thing. It's it's a whole little village. I don't know. It's 28 seconds on a ski mobile, 16 seconds. It's a little ski mobile. Who knew? I loved being on the ski mobile, but I do remember going past as Elliot's coming down, and I waved to him. So he went over to the, I don't know, who the hell knows? I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll take that you do know. Okay. And Ludovica says, I think I'm emotionally conditioned to trust everything Kevin says. But
Ludovico's an ass.
And Tejas 74 says, for both, how long were you in a cast for the broken leg?
It wasn't a cast. Once he got the x-ray, as Andrew pointed out, the doctor was like, there's nothing wrong with you. What do you, seriously, it might be a pull, or he said a strain, but there's nothing broken or the need for a cast. And I still held on to the lie. I just said, okay, great, that's great news.
The cast, a splint, anything for you?
No, it was a box. It was a box.
No, but I mean after when you got home.
No.
You lied again to the
was,
room.
and I lied to the doctor, and I said, ow, ow, like that. And I took it off. It could have been a week. It could have been 3 days. I just don't, it just came off. It like sort of just dissipated.
And why a cardboard box?
Oh, who are you asking?
You.
You're
Me.
the box.
You're the box.
The cardboard box keeps your legs straight, so you can't bend it.
Cardboard, much like steel.
It was like there was no reason to put a cast or anything like that because it just kept you.
First of all, his story took place in the 30s.
All we had back then was cardboard.
Let's be clear.
It was.
You had plaster of Paris in the 60s.
All right, we're going to take one more question from the chat room, and you should begin to vote. If you haven't yet, click through on the page where it says chat and view larger. There's also a box where you can vote for who you think the liar is. They don't want you to vote for them. They don't want to win this vote. It's like Survivor. You don't want your name on the card in Survivor. So you can start to vote now, but do we got one more question?
Yeah, we got a question from Regina Phalange. I might have said that totally wrong.
Might have.
What year was it, Kevin?
Well, I was 12, so I don't want to give away my age, but sometime between 65 and 75.
Regina's a big
Well
fan
done.
of the show. We're glad.
What kind of a
she's in the
question
chat
is
room.
that? That's were you seriously?
People do not remember years.
You're gonna ask people
you
in show
remember
business
what
what-
year you were in
Yeah.
school.
Oh no, I know the year. I can tell you the exact year, but I'm not going to tell you. I was 12 is all you need to know.
All right, if you haven't yet, go ahead and vote for who's the liar. Who do you think is lying? Do you think Richard Kind is full of shit, or do you think it's Kevin Pollak this time around? You don't want to vote for whose story you think it is. Who's the liar? Are they coming in?
The votes are coming in.
Has it been sort of lopsided?
Pretty close.
Really?
You are both
We're-
fantastic storytellers.
Wow.
You know what? I was on the fence, but as we explored it deeper, I am firmly committed to thinking that this person is the liar. I'll write it down. I'll share it with you guys.
Oh,
And
you're
I'll
gonna
see
show
if
it?
the chat room agrees with me.
Okay.
That's who I think is lying.
Whoa, things just changed.
It happens
Did they
like
all
that.
see his paper? How did that
Everything.
All right, drum roll and let's reveal it, Jesse.
Drum
who
roll.
does the audience think the liar is?
Oh my God. It's a tie.
Wow.
What does that mean? There's,
Wow,
there's,
no.
I've never even
Why
heard
don't you
of
poll
such a
these
thing.
people?
there's exactly,
we
there's
haven't
exactly
found it.
16 people in the chat room. Is that why?
1,600.
Really?
It's 50-50.
This is what we do in the event of a tie. We had one once before, and especially
Seriously,
since
a tie with how many
I'm not joking.
How
It's
many
a
is the
tie.
number? How many is the number of?
It's like 7,000.
It's like 7,000 each.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are not the
This is
correct
Streisand
numbers.
Hepburn. This doesn't what?
This
These
is
are
what
not
we
the
do.
real numbers.
In the event of a tie, my vote breaks it because you know what? It's my show, and I think Richard's lying. So please, will the real liar, if you were indeed lying this time out, please raise your hand.
You're looking at Richard.
Kevin
Oh!
Pollak lying. Whoa.
Thank you.
That's 2 points for Kevin Pollak because
And who goes to Tahoe on a 3.5-hour drive and then goes back to the doctor the next day?
It's the
When you go to Tahoe, you go to Tahoe. I lived an hour and a half away.
Cardboard. I had you at cardboard.
cardboard.
Yeah!
The cardboard's what's pushed it over for me. Well, all right.
That's what's so amazing about the story.
The score is 2-0, and you know what? They're not only playing for honor; they are also playing for a chance at $133 million, which I think is the largest prize awarded
Can I be honest?
possibly
Honestly,
on any game show.
I have to say something.
What's that?
If it were like 83 million,
Yeah.
I'd be thrilled.
Yeah, but 133.
It doesn't excite me any more than 83 would.
You've already done the taxes after taxes number in your
if
mind?
I made 83 million, I would be just as happy with that as with 135 million. Can you believe it?
All right,
Well,
how
let me-
many people, let's get how many votes have any idea what the fuck Richard's talking about? What does
If
that
I
mean?
had anything more than $11 million in the bank,
Yeah.
I'd be the happiest guy in the world. So
That's
83
the point. 11 million is the happy point.
yeah, and to be honest, 11 million doesn't do any more to me than 83
But
million.
10.5 million, you're not really content.
Hey, guys, got to eat. To quote actually Jay Leno. Do you remember that?
Yes.
It's a very funny thing.
Listen, handsome, what charity
Yes.
will you donate an undisclosed yet generous portion of your 133 million
A
to?
charity that's very close to me. It's called Project ALS, and it's a wonderful, wonderful charity that looks for a cure for ALS. Most charities for ALS just try and help you, the inevitable. But Project ALS is going for the cure and has been for years. It's a wonderful organization. Wonderful.
Fantastic. And Kevin, should you be lucky enough to split 133 million or win it all for yourself, who will you give a generous yet undisclosed portion of your winnings to?
The name of the charity is Are You Serious ALS? The charity is devoted to stopping people from lying about having ALS. Next, we're going after Haiti.
I did the bad Haiti.
No,
joke
the
other time.
Lang Foundation is the name of it, and they're a wonderful organization, and I do whatever I can to help them raise whatever funds that I can somehow.
What do they associate them?
None of your business. No, it's going to sound, I imagine, petty next to your fabulous Save the People who are actually suffering. It's a great place that for animals where there's no euthanizing. They keep them healthy and happy until they find a home, and it's where we got our lovely cat. And so they need funds because it's the places, they depend on the kindness of others.
And you know what? Even the non-winner here gets a little chance at 133 million. So hopefully both of these very fine charities will do very well. But it's time to play again because it's too much fun. So I will once again reach deep within the bowl of stories. Kevin, you're going to go first this time. We got a fresh 2 minutes on the clock, and we're going to hear Kevin Pollak tell us the story we have called After School Special.
Well, I was a senior in high school, and my girlfriend at the time, Julie, we'd been dating for almost a year, and it was decided we were ready for me to lose my virginity. She, God bless her, had already enjoyed that moment previously, and she was going to help bring me into my official manhood. So my dad worked, my mom at that point finally had an afternoon job, and it was all set up. And again, this was something that had been in the works and the plans for quite a long time. So it wasn't like there was flowers and candles. It was like, all right, my place, 3:30, go, now, in. Okay. So I'm inside of Julie about a minute before I hear the front door open and the sound that is unmistakably my mother coming down the hall. By the time she reaches my doorknob, and I don't know why she beelined for my doorknob from the front door, I was out of Julie and on the front door. And that's the name of my second book, by the way. Out of Julie and on my front door. So my mom, I'm in here, I yell. And my mom somehow says, not alone. And it was some weird mother thing that they just know, X-ray vision, whatever it was. So my mother, basically in that regard, caught me losing my virginity. And Julie has to do the walk of shame, the poor 17-year-old child that she was, who, again, had lost since her own virginity. But that night at dinner, my mom says, I'm just cloaked in absolute embarrassment. Now I look back on it and I would be like yelling at my mom, are you fucking serious? But at the time I was so freaked out that I was, just dying at the dinner table. And finally my mom decides to break the ice with, how was it?
Wow, it's funny and sad at the same time. Richard,
Everybody, yes.
I understand something similar.
It actually did.
Yeah.
Everybody has their when did it happen story. But when did it happen? I had a girlfriend. I did not have any girlfriends at all during my entire time in high school until my senior year. And she was a girl who had been there and done that. Her name was Robin Case. To be honest, her father played for Washington during World War II. And there was, anyway, Robin Case
Played for Washington?
played for the Senators during World War II.
All right.
Played for, she was great looking, just my type. And
Put 7
beautiful.
seconds back on her.
We had arranged to do it. In December, we had been going out for about 2 months, 3 months. It's at the beginning of the year. My father had a jewelry store. My mom always helped out at Christmas time. I knew they were going to be away. We talk about it. We're going to do it. I even got candles. I don't like candles because I keep thinking they're going to burn things down. But I invite her over. I put the candles. I talked about it. What do you want? Everything like that. It's after school. I lock the door. We start doing it. The minute I get going, my mom is home. I hear a door slam. It's my mom. Runs up the stairs, goes for the door. I'm in here. I'm already dressed by this time, but I had heard her. The door is locked, so she's not going to get in. But I ain't going to continue fucking. And I stopped. We stopped. My mom, I think, knew, but I don't know. So I go out. Robin stays in the room, doesn't come out. I go downstairs, talk everything. Robin comes out later. She leaves. And that night, not at dinner, not at anything.
So he played for Washington.
Played for the Senators.
So important.
Wow, this is I was actually just talking to someone the other day about a similar story, and then there's also the movie Valentine's Day, in which there's kind of a similar story, but not really. I want to ask both of you first.
All right.
Does this count? Since it's Interruptus, like when you think when I lost, does it count?
My best friend Craig Singer and I actually debated it my entire senior year because I insisted that it did, and he said, no, you're still a virgin. But I was inside of another person, so that has to be...
I think you got to finish.
You think I have to... Thing happen?
Yeah, what about you? Do you
I
think
have
it
to-
counts? Is this...
No, everything was fine.
Oh, okay.
I did not ejaculate. Oh my God. I didn't.
Kevin.
But I was in.
I never claimed that I ejaculated. Wait a second. Aspersions.
Julie, did her father play for anybody? Jesse, we got any questions from the chat room on this one?
We do. People love this story. Ross Jonas says Kevin's eyes were shifty when he told that story. That's more of a comment than a question. But Elliot Steingart, for Kevin, what happened with you and Julie?
She was kind of the big love for me. Another great story that I should save for a return visit was we actually dated in kindergarten. Dated. We parked by the river. And I had this, I should actually save it, it's a really good story. But and then her family moved away and she moved back. And so it was a really huge senior year for me in terms of her being my girlfriend. And then not only had she lost her virginity before me, but she was, as most girls are versus boys, wildly more mature than me. So my heart was broken at the end of my senior year when she moved on to real life and I was doing funny voices and things.
Anything else?
Yes. Regina says, what year was it, Richard?
16. I was 17. Okay, I don't know. I was a senior. I'm saying I don't go by years.
Yeah, but you know when you
I
graduate.
think
Oh,
that's why she
74.
asked
Okay,
it.
it's actually 73. I graduated 74, so it was 73 because of Christmas time. It was before the New Year.
I didn't realize you were older than me.
Much older. Look at
Even better.
And Steve O'Gallagher says, for Richard, when did the girl manage to leave? After dinner?
Oh, no. It was before. Yes, it was before. I probably invited her to stay over and she refused. But no, she left me before. Wow, are you kidding? To come and look at and sit at the table at dinner, having done what we did?
I wouldn't do it.
No, of course not. No, she left, But she'd be over every afternoon. I mean, this was not an unusual thing. We would be over. She'd come over every afternoon. But... and have dinner many afternoons. So I guess the thing to have done
Would you lock
would
the
be
door many afternoons, or is this a new thing?
No, we would lock the door. We'd go into our room.
Sure.
And, we'd do homework together. We would, we would tie, you go, no, of course. Or we would go in the basement, actually. We would go down to the basement. But no, we would go into
It's
my
now
room.
a soliloquy.
Kev, when your mom said, "How was it?"
Yes.
Do you think she knew?
Well, it seemed like she instantly knew the way she said "not alone" when I was holding the doorknob. For some reason, that telepathically was instantly clear that she knew, or maybe I just imagined it. But at dinner, when she said "how was it," I didn't question for a nanosecond that she knew. And since then, we've laughed about it, and she definitely knew.
If you haven't yet, go ahead and vote for who you think the liar is. Who's the liar? Is Kevin Pollak the liar, or is Richard Kind the liar? We can take one more question while you're voting. We got any more?
Yeah, Poop Posterous wants to know, did your mom tell her mom?
I don't
That
know.
would be bad.
Yeah, I don't think they were friendly or really knew each other. I grew up in Northern California, very suburban, very spread out, and I don't know that they were any part of a PTA group necessarily by the time I was a senior in high school. So I never heard tell that the mothers spoke about it, no.
Well, there you go, Poop Posterous. I just wanted to say Poop Posterous.
Poop Posterous.
How do you spell the name? Is it
Poop Posterous, just how it sounds.
P-O-O-P?
P-O-O-P.
Ostrich.
Oh, I see. That's her name.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
Actually, well, there's only one P.
I'm an
It's
idiot.
P-O-O-P and then
I
ostrich.
see. I see.
Are we
There you
still talking?
I have the votes poured in there, Jesse Schneiderman.
The votes have, and I have to tell you, it's a landslide.
Really? Let me say who I think the liar is, just to see if I agree with them, because I think the
Pull the room
liar-
this time. Last time with Hank, you pulled the room.
Okay.
Even after the answer came in from online.
But let's get a secret poll. A show of hands. Who thinks Kevin's
Secret
lying?
poll.
Who thinks Richard's lying?
Whoa.
Okay, interesting. There's a preponderance in here, too. Does a preponderance in here agree? Who does the audience think lying?
It agrees. 83% think that Richard is lying. I'm so sorry, Richard.
Wow.
Why are
And
you sorry?
I'm
Look
just
who
sorry.
I,
Look
look
at
who
his
I wrote
face.
down.
You had me, knucklehead.
I did, and I apparently. But who really was the liar? Who was the liar? Who was the liar?
Oh.
Oh!
Andy, you were the odd man out.
Does that mean I won twice?
It is, but all hope is not lost for Richard because the
So
score
you
is 3-0.
thought that he was lying? You were part of the 17%.
I guess.
Jeez
I was part of
Louise.
the 17.
Why couldn't that
I'm
break the
often in the
tie?
minority. So in order for Richard to have a shot at winning here,
And saving face, I might add.
we go to the lightning round. And the lightning round works like this. Before the game, both Richard and Kevin were kind enough to send me some short facts and false facts.
Only because
about
you bugged the
themselves.
shit out of me.
Yeah, I did. I'm an email pain in the ass. And I've put 5 of them on a card. And Richard is going to read them one at a time to Kevin. And then, like lightning, Kevin will have to declare true or false. And then we'll find out afterwards which ones are correct. As a matter of fact,
Why
you know
did you
what?
pull the audience on the first one? Why was it you?
Because we
Oh
never.
no, the audience would never decide.
They didn't
Yeah, they
have
don't
any.
decide.
Yeah,
It was only the chat room.
It was just
Do
the
you
chat
see why
room.
I said I'm sorry now?
But
I knew he was going to react
a
like
recount.
this.
I still find it amazing
Recount,
that
our votes coming in at all from the first one.
that the online people were 50-50 exactly.
was bizarre.
Kevin's
That's
going to go
uncanny.
first, and you're going to guess
Bizarre.
first.
Which
and
is
you're
why
gonna
I
try
think
and
there
get
was only
some-
So I have to
16
read
people.
first?
No, you're going to guess first. You're going to have to tell me like lightning, true or false, after the things he says. Don't look at my card because it has the answers on it.
Okay, you're
Okay.
going to read. Who's going? Kevin's
He's
going
going
to
to
read them
read,
now.
and then you're going to say true or false right after he's done. Like lightning. Remember, we call it the lightning round.
Okay.
Lightning.
Ready?
Go ahead.
I saw Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in the theaters 11 times.
It's true.
I've been to Iceland.
It's true.
I'm allergic to nothing.
It's false.
I created a gag product that was sold in Spencer's gift stores.
It's false.
I've never locked my keys in my car.
It's true.
Interesting. You're the only person to play this game without looking at the person who's saying the things during the lightning round. In fact, you actively covered your eyes. And I wish I could say that it helped your accuracy.
No, it did not.
Is it completely the opposite?
You got like
No, you got one right. He did see Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in the theaters 11 times. That was true, so you get 1 point for that. But he's not been to Iceland. It is true that he's allergic to nothing. He did create a gag product. What the hell was it?
Well, you all never heard of it, even though they were kind enough to carry it. I'm afraid it didn't do well, or clearly I wouldn't be sitting here now. It was called Schmutz, and I thought it was brilliant. Greatest name ever. I was doing Indian Summer, and I walked across the set, and a PA came up to me, and she had a little piece of chili in the center of her bright yellow sweater. And I thought, what if you put a button, a tie tack on the other side, and a person actually wore a little bit of schmutz on them on purpose? I thought it was the most brilliant thing in the world,
That
and I
is
was going to retire
hilarious.
off of it. But Spencer's Gift loved it, and they put it in their stories, and 9 people bought it.
Did you
Oh, it's the
spell
funniest
schmutz
thing.
with a C-H or just H?
SCH.
S-C-H, good.
That's
And,
why it didn't sell, I'm sure.
And it is.
I'm a disaster.
It is
You are a
false.
disaster.
There's no way I'm going to win.
No, it's literally impossible for you to win. But we have to do the
Can I
other.
sing? Can I sing?
We have to do the other lightning round just because it's so much fun.
Yes, it's fun.
Let's see how
No.
badly Kevin.
No,
beats
let's see.
you.
It'd be great if I did horribly too. Here, don't show me the.
Yeah.
true
Okay.
or false on his
So
card.
please, like lightning,
Yes.
Please close your eyes and put down your head.
I'm going to look at you when you say these things.
like lightning.
Putts.
I once had a wet dream in my Aunt Janice's guest room when I was a kid.
Too much detail. No.
I went to network for Tony Shalhoub's part on Wings.
Yes.
After her divorce, my mother went out with Herschel Bernardi.
Yes.
I once made a joke about a fat girl, slipped, and hurt my back.
That has to be true.
For 6 years, I was the voice of the animated hand on the Hamburger Helper commercials.
False.
Wow. You see.
It's very good.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. Not bad. It was indeed false. He did not have a wet dream in Aunt Janice's guest room. The one you got wrong, he did not go to network for Tony Shalhoub's part on Wings. But it is true that your mother dated Herschel Bernardi. Please tell us about the fat girl. What happened?
The fat girl, 100% I knew.
It was after acting class, and we're walking,
Instant karma.
and we're walking down the street. It was a rainy night, and I was with a couple of people from acting class in New York, and across the street there was a heavy-set woman, and I made some sort of joke, and I slipped in the rain, and I went, ow, God damn it, and I hurt my back.
That'll teach you. And it's true. It's false. He was not the voice of the animated hand on the Hamburger Helper commercials. But
shit.
we don't need that anymore. The game's over. You already
Yeah.
lost. But
Landslide.
yeah, Kevin actually won by a score of 7-1.
What happened?
Which I think might
So
be the
even-
largest margin
wait,
of victory
hold
we've
on.
had.
What happened last time I was here? Who won?
You did.
All right.
Wait, hold on. So that means if even the recount were to come in, or we took
You
Still lost.
No, even if
nothing
you took that round, no.
happens.
But you know what? For coming here, because I'm so grateful, you get one shot. You and Project ALS get one shot at 133
Wow.
million. But the Lang Foundation, courtesy of Kevin Pollak, gets 5 chances. At
Wow.
133.
Rated and weak.
When do these come out?
Tomorrow night, megamillions.com. You'll check it out. I hope you win. I want to
See how I take everything so seriously?
What time?
please, I think it's at 8 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Richard Kind and Kevin Pollak
My
for coming
pleasure.
and playing. I want to thank the lovely Jesse Schneiderman for doing such a great job in the chat room and
Bravo,
co-hosting.
bravo, bravo.
And I want to
Are we
thank
on
you
time,
for
by the way?
watching.
Are we on time? Did we go? Or
We
are
went.
we
We
over?
started a little late. We went a little over because we got talkative.
I
Jews
was
and it's
told
fine.
we could only go till 6:45 because Mr. Big Shot's got a dinner.
He's
I
going
got
to the
I got a
mayor's house.
party.
He's
Yeah.
going to the mayor's house.
Thanks very
But it's
much.
nearby.
Please come back to theroomlive.com and check out everything
Liar!
else they have here.
Liar!
Not just Celebrity Liar, but there's music, there's comedy,
a
there's
liar!
cooking, there's authors. It's one of the greatest things
The
in
mayor
the world.
allows
I wanna thank
one Jew
Robin
in the
Luzan,
house every
Feel Better Robin, Michael Davis, Matt Edwards, and everybody else on theroomlive.com that makes this show a possibility. Mostly you for coming and watching. This will be available on demand on theroomlive.com. Thanks very much. Good night.